Hi everybody, welcome to Noodle Journey. Today I'm continuing my way through Ramen Talk's products by looking at their Taiwan-style braised beef noodle soup. I'm excited to try this one, even after I was a little underwhelmed by the tonkatsu flavor last episode. I mentioned a while back in an earlier video that I had a killer Taiwanese noodle shop not far from where I live. Yes, had. They just closed down a couple of months ago, and I was devastated. They made this amazing, aromatic, complex, spicy beef soup with hand-shaved noodles, and it was one of my favorite things ever. And now I can't have it anymore, so I'm hopeful that this might actually be a viable substitute for that soup. Although, of course, I'm going to review this on its own merits and not compare it to a small restaurant that none of you have heard of. So I just wanted to say that I love this kind of soup, and I hope this goes as well as the other Ramen Talk reviews have so far. Now, this one is a little pricier than Ramen Talk's other varieties, but not by much. They are currently charging $7.20 for this bag rather than the usual $6.80 for the others, so only 40 cents more, and I have to assume that's due to the cost of ingredients. We know beef isn't cheap nowadays. You can get this on their website alone or in a variety pack, or you might get lucky with your local Asian market if they stock this. And remember, the gimmick here is that you're paying a higher price point because you get everything pictured on the package, including the meat. So let's check it out. So inside the package, we've got their premium sun-dried noodles of a slightly flatter and thicker gauge than we've seen in the last two videos. I think these are probably the same ones that come in the golden sour beef soup. I'm going to operate under that assumption. Then we have some actual slow-cooked cubed beef and beef tendon, some pickled vegetables. I think it might just be cabbage, but we'll see. Their packaging is not always consistent with their website description. And there's a soup base and a spicy sauce packet. I have no idea if the soup base is already spicy or not, but we'll find out, right? The website claims that there are over 10 locally sourced spices in here to make this a nice, complex flavor. So let's cook this. All right, while I've got the noodles boiling, I'm going to add the rest of the stuff to some additional boiling water. The noodles have to cook for 6 to 7 minutes. The beef packet actually needs to boil unopened for 1 minute, and then I'm going to add 330 milliliters to all of this stuff. So, let's go for the soup base, the oil, and the pickled vegetables. All right, so I just had a lick of the soup base off my fingers. It's already spicy, a little bit. It's really good, very beefy. I can't wait to try that in the hot water. Now for the spicy oil. All right, so if you're making this at home, make sure you mix up the oil a little bit. There's quite a bit of solids that got left in here that I had to take quite a while to squeeze out. It looks like that includes sesame seeds, some other spices, not quite sure what's in there, but it smells great. And lastly, the pickled vegetables. It looks like we have various greens in here. I think maybe a little bit of chili pepper too. Looks pretty good. All right, time to go get the boiling water for this. All right, we're going to mix this up to make sure the soup base is well dissolved into the water. All right, just a quick stir for the noodles. You'll notice a lot of these are a little bit broken. Came that way in the package, unfortunately. So I don't have as many long noodles as I'd really like in here, but you know, when you get stuff through the mail, sometimes you can't help it, right? Time for the beef. Holy shit, that is beef and beef tendon. I mean, it's not a lot. I count 3 cubes of beef and like 3 pieces of tendon. Looking at the package, it shows 5 cubes of beef and 4 pieces of tendon. So, truth in advertising and all that, right? But look, I'm not going to complain. This actually smells really good. And some beef is better than no beef, right? So let's give this a taste. As always, starting with the noodles. These are still what Ramen Talk calls its premium handmade sun-dried noodles, like in their other varieties. And like I said before, they're flatter and thicker, nice and chewy, very much like a Taiwanese-style noodle compared to the thinner, rounder Japanese-style noodles we saw in the last couple. Think more like Asha and less like Nissan Rao. Terrific. Again, pretty certain these are the same ones that were in the golden sour beef soup, or at least very similar. 10 out of 10 for the noodles. The spice level is about a medium intensity. Aside from my one restaurant experience, I don't know what the typical spice level for this style of soup should be, but this is hitting me at, let's call it a 5 out of 10. It's medium strong, and it's lingering. And so now the overall flavor and quality of the ingredients. I'll just say it, this is one of the best things I've ever eaten out of a bag. The combination of flavors is great. The broth is flavorful, super oily and rich. A really bold combination of umami and salty, with some of the almost sweet and licorice-like notes that I think might be 5-spice that I'm getting out of this. The pickled vegetables give it a wonderful sour punch. And also a decent little crunch. They rehydrated pretty well. You can see right there. The beef tendons, which I was really worried about, are soft and tender and mostly melt in your mouth. And the cubes of beef are also tender and flavorful. If you were worried that freeze-dried beef and tendons were going to come out gamey or unappealing, well, yeah, I was worried about that too. Like, you're always afraid with something like this that it's going to end up tasting more like dog food, you know? Don't worry. These turned out great. I love this. I really do. This is really good. Yes, it's pricey just like the rest of Ramen Talk's line, but I can say without hesitation that I would buy this again in a heartbeat. 10 out of 10 for sure. Just like Ramen Talk's other products, we can debate whether or not this is worth $7 all day long. What makes this different is I haven't seen a whole lot of shelf-stable products in the USA that offer this style of soup, and certainly not with beef in it. Like, sure, if you found a cheaper pack of soup like this, then you could buy and cook your own chuck and save some money on a per-serving basis. But if you don't have the time or patience for such a thing, I think this is absolutely worth it. So now we're just past the halfway point of the Ramen Talk reviews, and everything so far has been either good or great. 3 more to go. If you try this, let me know in the comments, or if you've seen another pack of easily obtainable noodles that contain this style of soup, I would love to hear about it. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you on the next episode of Noodle Journey.